All right, everybody. This is Doc Warren, letting you know that, hey, everything is good in the neighborhood. But I want to share something with you, my Facebook and my YouTube family. Let me say this to y'all. I don't know what it's going to take for people to become more Christ-like, should I say. I had the privilege of speaking with Miz Justice. Some of you know her. She do a blog talking about the false prophets and people that prophesy stuff that's not true. And even the psychic, what the psychic said compared to what the prophet said. And she shared with me how she came up with this information. It was very interesting, very concerning, very concerning. And I was very appalled. Then she shared with me how Christians have been calling her whores, harlots, witches, and all this other kind of stuff. People's first obligation is to God, first of all. Their first obligation should be to God. Now, I know people, I'm at a hotel, so y'all hear music in the background. My first obligation is not to my prophetic gift, not to my gift of healing, not to my pastor, not to some preacher who I like, not to some prophet who I love, but my first obligation is to God. When it comes to prophets, if they get in a service and they have questionable prophecies that are called into question, it is not your job to sit up and defend things that are questionable. You put yourself in the violation of the scriptures. Now, a lady came on Periscope and she said, I love the prophet. I love the prophet. I just love him. Just pray for him, this and that. See, all these tears that people cry, all this I want to be saved, it goes out the window when people are unrepentant, won't repent, won't be honest with folks, won't be clear with people. When something is public, that's your opportunity to make things right. It doesn't take a whole bunch of investigation and forensic science and all of this. All it takes is communicating with people. And God does forgive. Nobody's attacking and persecuting anybody. You know who's being persecuted? You know who's been attacked? Folks that dare to say anything about people that other people like. That is unchristian. That is totally unchristian. You got to ask yourself first. When people say, well, I'm an open prey for attack because of my platform. Listen to me. A platform don't determine all attacks. Sometimes it's a person's behavior. Sometimes it's a person's attitude. Sometimes it's a person's fornication or adultery. Eddie Long, people say Eddie Long was attacked. He accused of being persecuted. But guess what? The boys are the one that brought charges against him and he paid them off. Is that persecution? Absolutely not. When somebody says something verbatim with a psychic, and for people to question that, that's not an attack. For people to call for folks to be honest and pure and holy. When a young lady gets pregnant and is plastered out there, that's not an attack. So some of you Christians need to quit. If you're a Christian, now if you're a heathen, I understand. But if you're a Christian, you need to be honest with yourself and honest with other people. Let's, as believers, quit being so biased and become objective. You have an obligation. If I got people that love me to death, but I refuse for these people to sit up and defend my wrong. David didn't let people offend his wrong. He told God, I'll take the responsibility. Punish me, God. Read about David. But there's too many people on here that's fighting against other people. And these people that come on here defending something that is totally wrong is error. I will be back. I will be back. And I'm going to deal with it in depth. as a man of God, as one that's been in ministry going on 40-something years, I know what I'm talking about. And some of you need to be ashamed of yourself